welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell from the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. I'm glad you've joined us today, and before I get started, I want to thank TV47, Chris, and all the people who help us put on the show and make it possible. Today, I'm joined by Patrick McDonald and Ryan Alcaino. They're with Southern Dance and Performing Arts. They are doing a production of Our Town coming up very soon, so thank you, gentlemen, for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Good. All right. Well, you and I have done this several times, Patrick, but go ahead and tell about yourself just a little, much you want to.
I am the theater instructor for Southern Dance and Performing Arts, and I am the co-director for Our Town this summer, co-directing it with my middle son, Joseph.
Okay.
He is co-directing it as well with me, so having a great time working on the show right now.
Great. That sounds fun. That's fun. And Ryan, tell us about yourself.
So Ryan Alcaino, I am a several degrees in.
Okay.
I went to UAB, and I was a theater major at UAB for my first year and a half, and then I moved on to other things. But I've got a lot of experience in theater, but this is my very first production in almost 20 years.
Oh, goodness.
And doing it with very first one with SD-PAC. So.
Wow. Now, what is Our Town about? I know I read a little bit about it, and we've talked some about it. What is Our Town about?
It's a slice of life. It is taking a look at this, what you might call average American town at the turn of the 20th century, and how people lived and got married and lived their lives in this town, and to see the relationships that happen between the characters. It is a really it's a fun show to do, and it's a fun show to watch, because you are thinking, wow, it's just a stage play, but it's a stage play that can move you, and we really have enjoyed putting it together.
It's about life.
Our
life, everybody's life.
It is.
Good. Okay.
It makes you look at your own.
Oh, okay, good. Well, Ryan, what is your part in the play?
So I play the part of stage manager, and it's not really a traditional character. The way you might think of a traditional character. Stage manager, he's almost like a narrator. He's almost like he's running the play. It's almost like he has written it in a way, but he also plays characters in the play. So I end up playing, I think, like 3, 4, something, little parts in the middle of the play, as well as what I'm doing. So because this is a production with not a lot of set, I have to build the scene. I have to paint the picture for the audience.
Oh, goodness.
I'm in the audience, I'm out of the audience, I'm talking to them, I'm interacting with characters. It's a very interesting part, because you don't really know that much about him, and he's kind of mysterious.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good. I know you just said there's not a lot of stage like backdrops and things like that, so you have to do everything yourself. Or I think when your son was on this summer, we talked some about it, and you have to do everything without a lot of props. So you have to really have to make it look like you're peeling an apple or whatever you're doing, things like that. Is that hard to do? That's a bad question.
It can be. It can be difficult. You take what you know from life, drinking out of a cup, or eating, or trying to read a newspaper or a book, and you try to make that look as realistic as possible.
Wow.
What is the weight of it? How does it feel? How do you interact with it?
Gosh.
It's interesting. I do some of that, not as much as the other characters.
Wow. How many characters are there? Do you know about?
There are.
Sorry, I caught you off guard.
Yeah, that's fine. I should know this. There are 17 characters, but they're doubled up in some cases. So we have a cast of 13 that are put on stage, including me. I end up playing a character in it. Why have a stage manager on stage if you can't have the directors playing parts too?
That's true. That's true. Now tell us when and where and how to get tickets.
All right. Well, actually, this is the first show that we've actually gone on tour with. So we're going to be opening up. Our first weekend is the 14th and 15th of July at Dadeville Performing Arts Center down in Dadeville, Alabama. And then we're going to come back up here to Childersburg at the Childersburg Recreational Center and close shows on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd up in Childersburg. All the tickets are available at sdpac.net. That's sdpac.net. And you can go on, and there are 2 different links. There's one for the Childersburg show. There's one for the Dadeville show. So don't get thrown by that. If we've got people who are wanting to go to the Dadeville show from this area, then just make sure you click on the right link.
Well, that sounds fun. What does it mean? I'm reading the poster now, Our Town, an immersive theater experience. Can you kind of expound on that?
Well, you know, a lot of times you think you're going into theater, like the musicals that we've done this last year. You go and everything's kind of painted as a picture in front of you, where it's all under the proscenium arch. Sometimes you might get out in front of the stage, but not that often. For this theater experience, there's going to be a whole lot of action happening in and even to the audience. So it's happening in amongst the audience. The dialogue, the scenes, the audience is on the same level as the actors, so they're not 6 feet up. So everything's happening around them. We limit the tickets on each show so that people, we don't overflow the room. But it's, you know, we do have some things that play up front, but then a whole lot of the action is happening amongst the audience and including them in it, including seeing our entrances and exits from the different points of the compass into the scene.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we're not trying to hide anything. Yeah, it's kind of easy when your only set is 2 ladders and a few chairs. So.
2 ladders and chairs. Okay. Was that hard? I mean, if you're used to having backdrops and fancy props and things.
It requires training. We had to work a lot on how to get the pantomimes in with the different props. And you know, when you think about it, when you see a good show, you know, anybody can get up there and just recite their lines, but when you see a good show, you see business going on. So people are always doing something in the scenes, and so what's happening is we've got to get all that business, but we have to help you understand what that business is without ever actually showing you the prop. So if you're carrying a bag, you have to know the weight of the bag. So you have to really visualize every single prop. One of the scenes I'm particularly fond of is one that Ryan's in. He in one of his other characters that he jumps into, he's doing a soda fountain. He's actually making strawberry
ice cream sodas.
Yeah, ice cream sodas, old-fashioned ice cream sodas, and he's doing a fabulous job with that because you can tell he is visualizing every aspect of that.
That just floors me. That would be very difficult, I think. Or lots of practice, maybe. Is that
lots of practice. I had to kind of visualize how my shop was laid out with the props. And okay, where's the ice cream going to be? Where's the syrup going to be? Where's the soda fountains going to be? And when they're doing something, I have to do something else. So I have to clean glasses or clean spoons and clean the counter and be busy. So
if you set a glass down here, that's where you pick it up, right?
Exactly.
That sounds difficult, but it sounds like it would be a lot of fun to watch.
It is a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Patrick and Ryan.
The Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the Maxie Veazey Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Patrick McDonald and Ryan Alcaino. They are with Southern Dance and Performing Arts Company's production of Our Town coming up in July. I know we talked about, Ryan, you said you were a theater major, so you have performed before. What kind of parts have you played, or what plays have you been in?
So at UAB, in my limited time as a theater major, I was in our freshman year, my freshman year's production of Metamorphosis. Okay. And then we also did King Lear. That was, I think it was my sophomore year. Yeah, that would have been, had to have been, because then I left theater after that. And then I helped build sets a lot. Okay. You know, I worked in a lot of building sets when I was there. You
don't have to be a theater major to really enjoy it and love to be in plays, I'm sure.
No, you don't have to be.
Yeah. Now I know you have a family, some daughters.
Yes.
Are they excited? I know they're excited.
They are. They're very excited. I have 5 daughters. Let's see. Let me get them right. 11, 9, 7, 5, and 3.
Wow.
Yeah, we're on the odd years now. So.
That's true.
So yeah, 5 daughters, wonderful wife Ashley, who takes care of them, takes them to the library a lot.
Yes, I've met your daughters. Yeah,
so, and then my oldest daughter Sophia, she is actually in the play.
Oh,
She's playing one of the characters.
Okay,
yes.
I bet that's fun. Is this the first time y'all worked together in a production?
Oh yes, yeah, first time. Now she was in Wizard of Oz back earlier in the year, but she wanted to do it, and she's playing, you know, a small part, but a part nonetheless. So.
How fun. So do y'all run lines together, or?
We have. Yeah, it's hard to run lines with me because so many of my lines are just out to the audience. Yeah, and there's not a lot of interaction, but I run lines with her.
Okay, how fun, how fun. Now with 5 daughters, and I know you work and everything, how do you find time to learn your lines? You just do, huh?
That is a good question. So this time my brain does not work the way it used to, where I could just sit down and read and memorize. No, I've tried to do that. There have been a couple of nights where, you know, the kids are asleep, Ashley is, you know, going to sleep or watching TV, and I just go out in our driveway. Yeah. And if the weather's nice and I have my book, and I just go over and over and over again. As long as I've got a little bit of light, I can work it. There's some productions of Our Town that you can find on YouTube over the years, and sometimes I'll pull some of those up and just kind of hear the lines going through my head. So
I think that we can find time to do the things we love, so that's
exactly.
Great. That's
you
wonderful.
Find time to do the things you want to do.
Wow, and this starts in July, right? July 20th?
July 14th in Dadeville, and then the 20th in Childersburg, where are the first shows.
Okay, all right. How did you choose this particular production?
You know, for our summer shows, we typically try to choose smaller cast, just stage plays, because what we're trying to do is really deepen the actors. We try to get musicals and big stage plays for our school year, because we have a lot of school kids coming to see our shows. So we really enjoy doing that. I wanted to get something that had literary merit, you know, not just bubble gum or something like that on stage. So this is something that gives us an opportunity to really deepen our actors' capabilities, and you know, we've seen growth all the way through our program. I mean, we've got some fabulous actors working with us, and this is really a dream team cast.
Really?
We've got great actors top to bottom on this one, and there's really you don't have this giant lead like you have in some shows. It's an ensemble piece. I mean, I think the biggest lead is stage manager.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not even a traditional character either. So
that's funny.
But you know, everybody else is really playing ensemble pieces through it, and so it really helps us all deepen together as we're going through. And so I chose Our Town because it's a very famous play, won a Pulitzer Prize for Thornton Wilder when he wrote it back in '39, I believe. And it is a play that you can find the depths of it. It's amazing because you read through it if you're just reading a script, and I don't know how many people out there might read scripts, but I encourage you to do it. But you read through it and you're like, okay. But then you start staging it and you start putting the actions with it. And you start saying, why did this character say this? Because as an actor, you have to understand not just what they're saying, but where it came from inside them and what they mean by it. That's when we start deepening as actors, because we're getting into what drove those words out of our mouth and into the air, and understanding all of that. And that really has been the magic of putting the show together.
And you're trying to get the audience to see that too.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we will. That's great. Wow.
Yeah, this is not just a sentimental puff piece from the 1920s
No.
or 1930s. I think everyone's first perception might be that it's kind of like a Mayberry and Auntie and everything.
A little bit of thought,
Once you get into it, you realize, this is much deeper than what you might have assumed.
And even though it was written several years ago, it's still life is still life.
Life is
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it deals with the same things we deal with today.
Right. Weddings and things like that.
Yeah.
Funeral.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember now, and I think I've seen the play, but it's been a long time ago. Well, I'm excited about it. And it's something kids, maybe not very young children, might not enjoy that as much, but they might.
They're going to enjoy pieces of it. When my kids were in grade school, they went to see a production of this down at Alabama Shakespeare Festival, and it was their favorite play from then on.
Wow.
So I mean, and this is when they were in 8th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yes,
So it is a show that speaks to all ages and has something for all ages. Yeah, I mean, a 2-year-old.
Well,
even Wizard of Oz doesn't jazz up a 2-year-old unless you're dancing and singing.
Sure,
But anybody who can understand a stage play is going to find something in it.
Well, that sounds fun. I can't wait to see it. Has this been easier or harder than other productions to do?
Well, there's no choreography and music, so it does make it easier to kind of pull everything together. You can just focus, which is the goal of our summer shows, is to focus on the acting. So in that way, it's easier. It is a lot deeper because like our first rehearsal, Joseph brought in what's called a GOAT sheet. It's GOTE. I misspelled it. But it's goals and what does GOAT stand for again? Goals, objectives.
Goals, objectives. Is it tactics?
Yeah.
And the expectations.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, and you're working that for your character as a whole. You're working that for each scene that your character's in. What does my character want out of this scene? What do they walk in expecting, and where are they headed? What are they trying to accomplish with this scene? So it's teaching us all those rudiments of acting and deepening those skills.
Wow. Well, you kind of told why you chose it, but you have a plan for the whole year, kind of why you choose certain things in the summer,
right?
Certain things for different times of the year. How does that work?
For the fall and the winter shows, we tend to have the school groups, and so we are looking for larger venue. Most often we're at B.B. Comer High School doing those shows because we can put a lot of people in there, bring in the big sound and lights and music and extravaganza. Although this year we're doing a stage play, but it's going to be just as much of an extravaganza in October. We're doing Harvey, another Pulitzer Prize winning play. But then in the summers, we try to do types of theater people may not have experienced before. So we've done dinner theaters in the past. This year we decided to do immersive theater, where we're playing in the audience instead of standing in front of the audience. And so really when we're staging it, we're asking ourselves, can this be played in the audience, or does it need to be up in front of everybody? But even like the wedding scene, it's kind of merged. The participants in the wedding are going to be part of the audience too. So the audience is the wedding guests and things like that. So it is, it's really bringing everybody into the show.
Wow, that sounds fun. I can't wait to see it. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Patrick and Ryan.
The McDonald Senior Adult Activity Center offers the senior citizens in the Sylacauga and surrounding areas lots of fantastic activities throughout the week. Sewing, ladies bridge, quilting, game-o-rama, ceramic classes, bingo, travel club, and lots more. It's all at the McDonald Senior Adult Activity Center located next to the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Don't spend any more time alone. Get out, make new friends, and have fun.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
The all-new Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our remodeled and expanded pharmacy gives us the space to serve more patients. We've added a drive-through window for those times when you don't feel like getting out of your vehicle. And we still offer delivery within city limits. We feature a full line of over-the-counter medications and supplements. And don't forget our stunning new gift department. New building, same great people. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Patrick McDonald, who is the co-director, right,
Yes.
of Our Town, and Ryan Alcaino, who is the stage manager in
Yes.
Our Town, which is not, I say that like you're not the stage manager backstage, you're on stage
I'm
as
on
the
stage,
stage manager.
yes.
Kind of probably the main character, I guess, really. You would
If you
say.
can call it that.
If
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Well, what is your favorite scene, Ryan? What do you
So
think?
my favorite scene, you know, it might be the one that Patrick alluded to, where I'm playing a different character. I play the drugstore, the guy that's making
Yes,
the
that's
sodas. I have to. I'm trying to find a voice because this play takes place in New Hampshire, in early 20th century. So I'm trying to find the right accent, and that's been a struggle. I'm still working on it, but when I change characters, I try to change my accent. I try to change the way I'm talking because the ages are different and their position in life is different. And doing that is fun because, you know, you have this image of an old-timey drugstore. You know, if you've ever been to Disney World, you know, Main Street, USA, you know, you have all those old shops and things, and I kind of have this image of the guy with the straw hat and the apron and everything. And so I go into very folksy. That's a lot of fun to do. It's a fun scene.
Changing voices. I never thought about that.
I don't know how well it's going to play on for the
will.
audience, but I do my best with it.
I'm sure it'll be great
You're doing
because
great.
you've done a lot of practice, I know. Wow. Now, we talked about your new season a little bit, things coming up. How do you put on these productions? I know there's ticket sales, but you have sponsors and things
Oh,
also.
absolutely. We couldn't do this without the sponsors. Right now, we are signing up sponsors for our new season that begins after Our Town closes. We'll be auditioning for our next show, which is Harvey, that will be performing in October. And then we'll be doing Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the original version of that show, over in late winter. And then next summer, we've already announced our kids camp for next summer is going to be Annie Kids. So I've had just so many people asking to have Annie, and we finally have said yes, we'll do Annie this year. And so that'll be our season. We will have one more show that we put in for the big kids next summer. Still working on plans for that because it does take me a little longer to put these experiences together and try to find the right scripts and the right experiences for them.
I know you have to carefully choose because you have to have time to put the music and the choreography and all of that. But you've got a great team that
I
you
do.
work with.
Always have a great team. Delora Rayfield is like our rock backstage. I mean, she does everything. She really doesn't have to do a whole lot of props in this one, so it's a plus.
Yeah.
But Roxanne Parrish has been working with us. Chris Thylacker has worked with us on other shows. So we've got a really, really strong team backstage to put all these things together. What we are really signing up now is the financial team to be able to afford to do all these shows to the level that we want to be able to do them. We want to be able to put on fantastic shows for our community, and so that requires community sponsors. They can call Southern Dance and Performing Arts at 256-245-1669. Or go on to sdpac.net and get in touch with them there, and they will talk you through. There are lots of different tiers. There are lots of different perks for the different tiers. Sometimes it comes with free tickets for shows, and it just depends on how much, what tier you're in, what the different perks are for those different sponsorship levels. But I encourage anybody who's interested, if you own a company, knows somebody who owns a company, or just have an extra few $100s laying around, just think of us and help bring arts to in Sylacauga and help us do the work that we're doing here.
I'm so glad that y'all are doing this. We have other people in town doing similar things. So nice to have the arts here. A lot of children don't have the chance to go to the Shakespeare Festival in Montgomery or to a production in Birmingham. So, or a lot of families don't, or maybe don't know where to go exactly. So it's very nice that y'all are doing this.
At our school shows, one of the things we do is poll the audience very often and ask, is this who here is the first time you've ever seen a stage play? And I am blown away by the number of hands that go up that it's the first time they've ever seen a stage show.
It's nothing quite like live theater.
Yeah.
I think.
Nothing like it.
You think any of your girls would like to pursue this? I know you said your oldest daughter.
Oh yeah.
Is
So two of my middles, my second oldest and third oldest, just finished Aristocats the other day, and they did great. I'm biased, but man, I was so happy, and I was cheering them on, and they love it. So who knows? We could be a theater family. You never know.
That's
or
great.
Or a performing family.
That would be wonderful. And I know you've had a lot of kids come through.
Oh yeah.
Who've gone on maybe to college to pursue theater or just enjoy it as a hobby.
Sure, and theater gives you all those skills, being able to talk with people, being able to stand up, do presentations, and relate to people, understanding what they're thinking in some cases, because you're learning to characterize. So there are a lot of life skills that theater teaches.
That's great. Well, we've got about 1 minute left, so again, tell how to get tickets and the dates and everything.
All right, go to sdpac.net, that's sdpac.net. Click on the links for either the Dadeville or the Childersburg show. Dadeville is the 14th and 15th of July. The Childersburg shows are 20th, 21st, and 22nd of July. All tickets $15 in advance, and we'd love to see you there. It's going to be an experience.
Come more than once.
Yeah.
Come again.
All right. And I will encourage you to follow them on Facebook or wherever else you do, so you can see what's coming up. Things will be coming up in the future. I always enjoy seeing what y'all are doing and learning about the cast.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Patrick and Ryan, for joining me today. It was good to see you, and thank you guys for joining us on Library Connection.